So 354 today. We're talking about some standouts in the Islanders versus Rangers game yesterday, and we saw a lot of the top players playing. We saw most of the Islanders lineup playing, and I thought they played really well. And even though they lost in overtime, I thought they had a decent control over the game for the most part. The Rangers had some push in their efforts towards the back half of the game and later on in the third, but I thought the Islanders they were able to do a good job of trying to manage the game and trying to manage the flow. They had a lot of guys who were active. I thought their D were very active. Tony DeAngelo looked really good. I thought Adam Pelech looked really good. Matthew Schaefer looked really noticeable, of course. And I think we might legitimately see Schaefer turn into a top pairing defenseman with the Islanders right away. He's looked that good in preseason. He's looked legit. Emil Heineman's been quite a pleasant surprise for me, and he's played quite a bit in their top six as a complementary player. I think we might see more out of him this year, especially physically, but also offensively. Just the way he plays, the way he grinds the game down, and the way he's able to forecheck and get guys off the puck. And he's done a good job of that in the preseason so far. Another guy I really like, Jonathan Drouin, and I really like the fit with him in the Islanders. I think he's going to gel really nicely there. Looks like he has the potential to make an impact offensively on any line, and that's a benefit of having Giroud is you can play him up and down your top nine. There's been times where he has been a middle six winger in his career, and he's not going to be too phased by it, and he can move up and down the top nine quite nicely there. So the Islanders, I think they've retooled quite nicely in the situation, given that Noah Dobson didn't want to sign, and you get Matthew Schaefer, who looks like a legitimate top pairing defenseman right out of the gate, and then you get some of these guys like Emil Heineman look like a just a throwaway component to the trade, but actually looks like he could be something with the Islanders now. And then you look at Jonathan Drew and what he's done in preseason so far. So with the Islanders, there's a unique component there where they have the ability to be able to just be a different team, have a slightly different sense of identity. I think they're gonna take that and control that a little bit more. If Matthew Barzal stays healthy this year, you're getting potentially an impact player as an 80, 85 point guy. I would imagine if Matthew Barzal is healthy this year, it's going to be a little bit of a revenge tour for him, given that he wasn't fully healthy last year and the season got cut short. And I think it'd be very interesting to see how that whole thing plays out with him. And if he's able to obviously maintain his health, but just be able to play a complete game or a complete all-around game as well. So Islanders really noticeable as for the Rangers. Gabe Perreault's been a standout for me every single game of preseason so far. He's been making plays, he's been active offensively, he's been moving really well off the puck. So defensively, still some work there in terms of being able to shut down the walls and being able to shoulder check and being able to understand his positional play and just being able to read the situation a little bit faster. But defensively, all the young players at some point have struggled. So it's not, there's a common theme there. The common themes that you can learn in the D zone. And that goes for any team that you're on. So it's not really a big concern given that he has the offensive instincts and IQ. He can learn that defensive side of the game a little bit more over time and it can be taught. So it's not that big of a deal, but certainly something that he will have to address over the course of time. And then Will Cooley and some of the younger guys, Braden Schneider, who have been here for quite a few years. I thought they were really noticeable. Brett Berard was noticeable. Casey Fitzgerald, Kerry Terrence were noticeable. Brendan Brisson had a little bit of flash and a little bit of skill and grittiness to his game. One of my favorites to watch in this game was Scott Morrow in terms of his puck movement ability, his ability to stay composed with the puck, how he's able to manage the tempo, and his puck management is very controlled. Anytime he would pass the puck, it would always be flat too. I think that's really intriguing to watch when you're talking about his game and his potential. I think he's only going to get better with time. And I would imagine we're going to see essentially 20 to 30 games out of him in the NHL this year. I think he has that upside, and I believe he has that upside right away to contribute. Offensively is a big question mark, and if he can contribute offensively, that'd be great. But it's just a question mark of what he can be if he does play 20 to 30 games. But I honestly thought he was really intriguing to watch. He was noticeable, and he was just doing a great job of, like I said, moving the puck up ice, but also being able to be a good puck manager and be composed with the puck as well.